The comment was, with enough luck, anything is possible. Is winning the lotto also your retirement plan? Because it's about as stupid. Or you just like the same thought process of waiting for the government to fix your life. Like, those are things that just don't work out. Don't sit around waiting for somebody else to solve your problems. When you're waiting for luck, you're waiting for somebody else, waiting for something to fix your problems, to make your life better, to improve your art, to grow on social media. This isn't luck. It's not luck. It's put in the work. Yeah, you'll occasionally have a one-off that seemed to randomly get lucky and you're not sure why, but usually they were doing a lot of work behind the scenes you just weren't aware of. And it goes for everything with your art. You're not going to make it as an artist because you were lucky and the right person happened to see your art. This is a very, very common misconception. Bands used to do this, like being an actress, being seen in the right place in Hollywood by the right person. You'd get lucky and then you'd get jobs, and trust me, that wouldn't even be lucky getting into that industry. But that was kind of the concept. Same thing with bands. Right person hears your music, they start playing it on the radio, and you're going to get lucky and famous that way. Nothing in this world is that way anymore. Like, it really isn't, because you can do it on your own. We don't need to find the right gallery to find our work. We don't need the right person to see our work to do well. If you want to do well with art, you want to do well with social media, you're going to put in the work. You're going to make it happen. You don't wait for somebody else. Another common thing I see is if you can get somebody who's well known, somebody else who has a lot of followers to share your work, that'll get you well known. That will get you attention. No, it won't. You'll get, like, maybe you'll gain a couple hundred. That is nothing. That isn't going to do you any good. It may help a little bit initially, but unless you continuously post, unless you continuously work, having somebody famous who saw your work, you're not going to live off that. It's not going to last you long term. I also see people who think they just have to do one or two good paintings and they'll put a year into a single painting and they're going to ride the success wave of that. Also, no, you have to continuously put in the work. You may have one thing, like this idea of going viral. You may have one thing go super viral, one post, one video, one piece of work that was so creative. If you do not keep up, you're forgotten quickly. You have to keep producing that level of work, that same level of creativity, that same level of music. It would be the same thing. You have to keep producing more music. You don't just, I mean, how many one-hit wonders can you think of? A lot. You can't usually remember their names anymore, but I mean, how many of them are there? Even if you went viral on a single video or a single painting got shared a million times, it doesn't do you any good. You have to consistently put in the work. Sitting around waiting to get lucky and have the right person look at your art, the right person, that it just isn't how the world works, and especially not with art. If you're sitting around waiting for luck, it's the equivalent too. I mean, a lot of people sit around waiting to be in the mood to paint. I'm gonna wait for my muse to hit. Yeah, that's not a thing. I mean, yeah, occasionally you're in the mood, but for the most part, if you wanna be successful with art, you're gonna get off your butt, and you're gonna head to the easel whether you're in the mood or not. That is what being an artist is. It's not, if you're going to be a professional artist, I should specify that. You can do that if you're doing it as a hobby, just paint when you're in the mood, doesn't matter there. But if you're doing this and you're trying to make a career out of this, you're trying to go somewhere with it, you have to put in the work whether you're in the mood or not. You're not going to sit around and wait for motivation to hit you. You're not going to wait to get so lucky that the right person sees your work. It's not going to do you any good. Even if the right person, let's say you painted something of an actor or an actress and they saw it and they shared it with all their people. Great. People are like, okay, that's cool. They might follow you. They're not usually going to follow you long term unless you just keep painting the actress that they like nonstop. Those aren't necessarily your target audience. So it's more important too. Keep this in mind. I know a lot of people reading a lot of these posts on Reddit, they're complaining about not getting enough views. You don't need all the views. You don't need the most views. You need the views from the people who like what you're creating. Trying to get yourself popular with everybody isn't going to work. Focus on the people who really like your art and produce things like that you know will make them happy. So that is my advice. Waiting around for luck, waiting around to be in the mood, waiting for your muse, waiting for something else that's outside of your control to positively affect your life is a terrible plan. It is the worst advice. You take control. You go make it happen.